Costco.
Yeah?
Yeah. You can go in and get, like, big, huge bags. Jerky's a great idea for a podcast.
Yeah, it really dries the mouth up.
Yeah, especially when I specifically went out to get a drink before this, too. Because I had nothing to drink at home and my throat was quite dry. Clean intro. Welcome into Broken Home, the only podcast where being broke ain't all bad. I'm your host, Jeremy Webb, and joining me this week, Mrs. Johnathan Schuster.
G'day, how are you?
We're just eating jerky, and I plan to leave all that in.
Yeah, great.
Let's people in on the vibe.
Hear the chewing.
There's this, like, bulgogi jerky that they do at Costco in the big bags. It's a really nice flavour when you, like, it's dried out. I'll just smash through it like a bag of chips.
What does bulgogi mean?
Bulgogi. It's like a marinated, like, stringy meat thing that you get.
Yum.
Like, fried up. Really good.
Sick.
But, yeah, Costco's the place of, like... It's so weird with Costco because you can tell yourself that you're saving money.
Definitely.
But you can also just fucking drop so much cash.
Remember we got like a $700 bonus from the Kevin Rudd era?
Yeah. Man, I got way more than that.
Did you?
Yeah, because at the time with Kevin Rudd, I moved from a country town to Ballarat and started studying.
Yep.
And because I lined up with everything with like Centrelink and getting these grants and all of these things popped up at the right time, I got like $6,000.
Man, that would have been an exciting time.
Oh yeah, so between there and like end of uni, I got $6,000, $2,000, $2,000, $1,000, $1,000. Every like semester, so like every 6 months.
And this podcast is about you being poor. And it sounds like you were a thousandaire.
Yeah, oh yeah, big thousands me. Didn't last long in fucking doing uni in Ballarat.
Yeah.
Especially when I only had working at the bottle shop otherwise. But I was studying game design, so it did allow me to buy the computer I could use to study at home.
That's cool.
And then it was just like sitting there as a safety fund.
Yep.
And it fucking disappeared. Just like, you wreck a car, there's that gone. You need something else fixed.
It goes quickly, but I thought I was saving money because I bought I think it was far out. I may have bought 500 killer pythons. Like a big bag of killer pythons. I love killer pythons.
I know, so do I.
It's like jerky. I love a chewy thing.
Yeah, and if you get that red head, love
a red head. Love a yellow
that's
head.
a good day.
Yeah, I love
I'd
the
reach in,
pineapple.
only when I grab it, I'm just having one. Boom, red head. We're having a good day.
And then I was buying one from the canteen every day. I was at uni, and then I was like, it's $1.50, and then I was like, if I buy a massive pack with my $700,
Was it a pack or did it come in like the bucket? Because after you go a certain height in gummy bears, it switches to bucket.
It was like a pillow slip, but made out of clear plastic, and then it just had a print of killer pythons on it with the amount. So I think it was like kilos.
And a barcode just on the corner.
Yeah. Just scan it. It was the best day of my life.
Industrial as.
But I don't think it was even Costco. We had something called Campbell's Cash and Carry, and it was you needed an
Campbell's Open Carry. No.
Yeah, but you need an ABN to get it. It was this
so it's
wholesaler from that Milk Bars, I guess, bought of.
Okay.
And I just started comedy, and I got an ABN, and I was like,
yeah, fuck yeah.
That's my job. It was great.
Yeah, I got to cater the things.
Yeah.
But once you've got that quantity of killer pythons, though, you're not eating them at your regular routine times.
Way more. I got absolutely over them by halfway through.
Oh, no, I'm deleting all of them.
However,
2
months later, back on buying them for another $1.50. It helped the addiction.
Break.
Yeah. It was great.
Because I do that every single time where I do get through it, but just at a rate that is depressing.
Yeah, just
but
also a pack of jubes in an hour.
Well, it's like, because when I was a kid, it's like, we can't afford these things to, just be leisurely. So if you get a bag of something, you have a couple and you leave them for later, or like you're sharing them out between everyone. It's nice, you don't want too much of those lollies and shit anyway. But now it's just like, I get them and I'm like, there's nothing stopping me.
I don't
it's
think
like
I can go.
$2.50. I'll eat this whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I feel like I eat every bag of jubes by sundown. I'll eat them all. There's a few times where I might save them, and then I'll eat them definitely the next day.
The closest I get to saving Skittles is I do the thing where I arrange them by colour first. That's the closest I get to saving, like, holding off.
Yeah.
It's just like, hang on, I got to get the yellows, the greens. Now I got to eat them in, like, worst to best order. Because the last bite's got to be good.
But then you just scoop all the green ones in,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
all the red ones.
Just the more moderated version of that is the Starburst,
Yeah.
where you're sort of arranging those into like a graph.
Yep.
And then
Like
you're
a bar graph.
Yeah, and then you got to decide, okay, am I working my way down, keep everything even until the last row is 1, 2, 3, or is it the same, get the worst ones down?
What's your favourite Starburst?
Pink.
Yeah.
Garrett, that's a quick, definitely going in there. I don't mind a yellow. I'm not a big though the cherry flavour. I don't like the real American cherry.
I don't mind the cherry. I would say it's one of the few candies where they're pretty much equal in my head. I don't mind. Sometimes it's like I just don't want too many in a row. That's my only thing that I don't want.
Oh, so you want the alternating between?
I want a cherry, then pop of yellow, then pop. Ideally, you want one of every flavour and then mix it up, and then I have a favourite for a moment, and then I have a new favourite. It's a pretty exciting candy.
Yeah,
now that I think I rarely get it.
I don't mind from the bag where you'll just tip out 3 and sort of see what you get, like the elements. You're like, oh, what does this make? And throw that in. Then you get the same one. Like if you're just doing 3 at a time and then you pull it out, it's the same ones. You're like, whoa.
I guess it's like what a
odds?
cocktail maker does, but like you go, like, ooh, bit of lemon, bit of strawberry.
But can you be subtle and you don't have to do the fucking song and dance with it?
Yeah.
What are yours? Like, what's your least favorite on Starburst? Like, what's your order?
So you got pink, yellow, red, orange.
Yep.
But I often orange is often my favorite flavor.
Orange is always reliable.
Yeah.
I always feel with a lot of things, you get an orange, you know what it's going to be. It's going to be not as good as red, but it's not going to be like yellow sour.
I hate Starburst. I love Starburst. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But I hate when a Starburst or a Jube has orange, lime, and lemon as the orange, green, and yellow. You've got 3 citruses. They might have 1 berry.
It's
and
boring.
Then one, you like, make the yellow a pineapple.
Yep.
Make the green an apple and make the orange.
Yeah.
You morons.
Go a mint in there.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, what else could orange be, though? Mandarin?
Mango.
Oh, mango's good.
Yeah.
But then they'll start making it like a tropical thing on the bag.
Yeah.
And it's like you're putting yourself you're painting yourself
Then
into
you got to
corner.
add banana, which I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, there's certain textures that fake banana flavor needs to not be associated with. Like, I can't have like the Big M flavored banana with a gummy style like feel in my mouth. That feels weird.
Do you like lolly bananas, the chalky the ones?
Not particularly, but I prefer that. Like, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not my favorite thing, but that makes sense to be flavored like banana.
Yeah.
Maybe you could. Oh, I've never thought of this. I don't know how I feel about it. Using those like bananas in banana milk and eating it like cereal.
That grosses me out, but I understand how pleasant that would be if
you're really
maybe if
into
you
it.
chop the bananas in half and you could get big spoonfuls.
Yeah. Because I was doing one. I'm like, then you pull it out. Like, you ever eat like mangoes? People like you have mangoes in ice cream, just like tin mangoes. You put it in there, and the wedges are too big, and you're still trying to like.
Yeah.
And it's slippery too. Those fuckers will go on you.
It's hard. You've almost got to stab it with the spoon and then
try to
scoop
split it.
up.
But then they've got that weird tendon style
and it's
stuff with the
flipping
mango.
over.
It's still kind of connected.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with their mangoes.
You really got to like cut it. You almost need to eat mango with a steak knife.
There's so many things where I just go, fuck it, I'm using a steak knife. Like, people giving me a fucking butter knife to eat bacon and eggs. Like, no chance. I'm not fucking around with how long that takes to get through bread.
I don't know where and whose idea was to have butter knives as a normal dinner knife. It's like every
Insanity.
meal is better with a
It's
serrated
either-
edge.
Well, that's the thing. Steak knife or it's a spoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you're doing a pasta thing, yeah, you spin it if the spoon, if that's your thing, or get the sauce and the bits at the bottom with it. But if you need a knife, it's a steak knife. But it's one or the other.
It must be helicopter parents or something who didn't want to like a blade near their child, but As someone with no kid, you shouldn't
That's a
have
cruel parent who'd
I know.
rather that their kid be slowly stabbed over
be
and over
trying
again.
to
with a
like
fucking...
scrape through bacon for half.
Oh, I
an
don't mean
hour.
that. I mean, if they are going to stab somebody, it's going to take them way longer with that butter knife now. That's way more cruel to the person. Like, why else would you not be giving a kid a serrated knife?
That's true.
What are
Yeah.
they going to do? Cut themselves? Who cares?
Yeah. Pop it
They
in.
ain't hurting anybody else.
They do have a pointier end, so it'd be easier to pop into a socket, you know?
Ooh, yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, maybe give the kids the steak knives, but they've got to be like in the high chair, locked in.
Definitely.
All good.
I agree.
We've met in the middle.
Yeah.
Because like I'd use a steak knife for a salad, like when I was a kid. Because I'm like, stab it down. I'm like, because the thing I hated was when, and I hate it more now. I don't know why I hated it as a kid, but like now I've got the mustache, or I used to have a beard. The idea of like food sticking out wider than the fork. So like if I put stuff on there and there's like extra leafy bits with sauce on it, I hate now putting that in my mouth and having to do the like its side wipes its way in.
I hate something touching my sides of my mouth like that.
Yeah.
It feels, I feel exposed.
So now I've got to like literally I do like the fold on the lettuce, I stab it down, and I've got to like cut off the side bits, push it a bit up the fork.
Yeah, I love folding over it so you get that
Mm.
crunch of a lettuce.
I remember somebody mentioning eating lettuce sandwiches as a kid, like just bread, butter, lettuce. And then I was just stuck ages thinking about that as to whether or not they shredded the lettuce.
What do you,
Okay, so just iceberg lettuce in a sandwich, like that's the entire ingredient.
one leaf or like maxi leaves?
Well, this is what, like the description was just salad sandwich, like not even salad sandwich, just lettuce sandwich. And so I'm like, I couldn't, I'm pretty sure I heard it on like a podcast or something, and I'm like, I couldn't ask follow-up questions. And I'm like, how many leaves did you like? Because to me, I could picture that being pretty good, but I'd roll the leaves of lettuce and then
You'd
shred
almost,
along.
if you got shredded lettuce, you'd want to wrap, but if you've got just flat leaves, you'd want a big sandwich. I don't know if I've ever told you I've got a couple of food fantasies.
Oh yeah.
One is
Just to keep it on topic, was this when you were broke as fuck, coming up with these ideas like you do with like, what do I do if I win the lottery type thing?
I
So
guess
it's like,
so.
yeah, I can only get shit food at the moment, so I've come up. It's just my dream naturally sort of built up as to everything I felt like I was missing out on.
I feel like it was always a future idea, so maybe when I had money for
Yeah.
sure.
It's
However,
definitely got that one day vibe to it.
However, I reckon I could complete this with $5 and an hour of my life. I could do it. We could do it. We could make it a
Is there
special.
a shame element to it, or
Yeah, I wouldn't really want to be recorded, but
or is this just like a thing where I'm like, I don't want to ruin the fantasy?
yeah, it might not be as good. However, my it's a simple fantasy where I'd want to get an iceberg lettuce and just like take a big bite in the center of it. You know what I mean? Just even if you like cut it into quarters and you take a big bite like through from the middle out, right?
Nah, I think I'd rather you did just into it like an apple.
Yeah.
You'd have to you'd want to trim all the maybe the outer layer.
You
know,
take
there's
the
grossy bit.
rotten leaves off, but
Yeah,
when you
bit
get
of
a green enough but crisp enough one, oh god,
Would you put anything on it?
nah.
Nah. Like first bite you wouldn't because it's round, but like I feel like I get a few
If
bites
if
in.
I'm gonna complete the lettuce,
Maybe
yeah, I
aiming
might add a bit
for-
of hot sauce. Or
Yeah,
something.
that's it. I
Yeah,
reckon, but that's the thing. I reckon then it would be a really good thing.
that's true.
Like
Maybe
if
I
you've just
should-
got a series of sauces, lettuce is literally the thing that goes between anything else and the sauce that you're having on whatever you're having.
yeah,
It goes your stuff, your lettuce, your sauce, and they combine. So it's like lettuce does go with most sauces.
that's true.
So you can just be hucking into that and then just like fucking Caesar salad sauce, boom. Got a
Yum.
fucking spicy barbecue sauce.
I
got
love
the
a
Kewpie
smoked,
mayo.
yeah, a bit of a smoked one.
And you mix it up. Do you want to switch palettes as you go?
That'd be good. I spoke to a lettuce farmer one time. I don't know where I was, but
Exclusively lettuce?
I said, "What do you?" Yeah, I feel like maybe there was another vegetable, but I remember going lettuce farmer, and
Yeah.
then I was able to tell him my fantasy.
Of just hooking into a lettuce.
Yeah, and I said that I've always wanted to do that, and he said, "Bro, when you're hungover, the best thing to do is to go out in the paddock, get a fresh lettuce, cut it up, and bite into it like a big." He had done my fantasy.
And as a hangover cure, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Because they're mostly water.
It
So-
sounded pretty good. Maybe my next hangover.
That's yeah,
I'll let you know.
yeah. Report back.
Yeah.
I don't have enough beers for you tonight, but you'll definitely have to let me know.
That's all right.
I'll bring you one.
Thanks.
Just text me. It's like, Webby, it's the day. Today's the day.
Today's it.
Bring the lettuce.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just bring it around, like
You
prepare it, and then just leave it on your table.
What's your food fantasy? You would have a few.
See, mine a lot of the time was... It's 30 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I switch it back. Because to me, having a really good fucking meal usually just meant quantity.
Yeah.
So it was always about how much
Yep.
you could get. And, like, having the things that always sounded good to me, but never the version I could get was any good. Like, ribs. Like, you see in, like, American cartoons and TV and stuff, the big barbecue ribs, full sheets of them. And anytime we got ribs, it was like, you ever see the ribs from Pinky's Pizza?
Yeah, they're small
Little
and like
fucking, it's like this big. There's like,
Yeah.
they're crammed into a little fucking foil tin.
I love the ribs of a of like a Fred Flintstone rib.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah, a cartoonish rib.
You don't want some to look like fingers almost if they're just single. Like,
Yeah. If the bones in there are the size of your finger, it's like these better be in like a 6-pack.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like a rat rib.
yeah,
You don't want that.
like a nugget. Like people do spare ribs of chicken or whatever, but it's just that's a breast piece
Yeah.
or fucking whatever. It's like not enough ribs or not big enough ribs. But then I think it was a lot of steakhouse vibes was what I went for as a kid
Yeah.
because it was simple, but also you could put whatever flavor with it. Because I didn't want it I didn't know what food there was for me to want to have.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just like heaps of meat and no one to tell me I have to stop.
That's perfect.
But just like, a cartoonishly level buffet. So it's just like the biggest T-bone you've ever seen. You could dig out fucking a stump from the ground with the bone kind of thing. With a big thing of butter on it. And then just, the ribs, the like brisket.
I remember seeing the Mortal Kombat movie, the original.
The first one.
Yeah.
Christopher Lambert.
Yeah.
Yep.
And whoever played the main man guy, which wasn't Christopher Lambert, or it wasn't I don't know who he was, but I don't know if it was Goran or someone, but I remember them eating a turkey leg at there's a big banquet scene, eating a turkey leg, and I was like, that is what I want.
But I'm not a big fan of turkey.
Either am I.
It's like, I want that to be something
I
else.
want the size, but I want
Yeah.
it to be chicken.
Well, it's like any time in like an animation or a cartoon or something, it's the big drumstick from
Yeah.
whatever animal it is. It's like
Yeah.
everything's got legs.
Yeah.
Although, what would you want it to taste like?
Chicken.
Yeah, I guess.
And I also sometimes look at some people if they're wearing ankle socks and you can see that bone and then that bone and then that. They got a good calf. I would like that would be good to bite into.
Anytime like somebody is seen to be a cannibal, like comedically,
Yeah.
that's the bit they're hooking into.
That definitely my
Sometimes
favorite
with the
bit.
foot still on it, just like
Yeah.
it's a big, it's a juicy bit you're gonna get into.
I did speak. This sounds like I'm just speaking to random people a lot, which I guess I do. But I remember speaking to a doctor, and I said, if you had to eat a bit of human flesh, which bit would you eat? And he
Good
said
question.
the buttocks.
Yeah.
I was like, and he said probably less damage to the human being, and it's like a fatty bit, so you could fry it a lot. I was like, that sounds like a good bit of meat.
Well, it's definitely like the fleshiest bit. I mean, that's where they stab injections or whatever if you
Yeah.
need those. So
Yeah.
unless you're trying to get to your heart, then
I guess it's real. You could it's real fatty as well, so you could crisp it real nice, make it almost like crackling. Jerky.
I think the straight up like
Love to
Hannibal
jerky
Lecter approach of like going for the liver and stuff. It's like, no, man, you are wrecking yourself with that.
Yeah, don't brains.
No, thank you. That's bad for you in many ways.
Mm.
But like, you wouldn't even necessarily need to kill a person to shave a bit of bacon off the back.
Just shave it pop them on the deli slicer. Get that ass.
See, that's exactly what I was sort of picturing, but until you put the actual image of the deli slicer in there, it was still a little fantasy. But now it's like, now I'm sitting on it, just fucking... That's worse than the, like, blade coming at you, James Bond style, through the legs. Just imagine being slowly sliced.
I sliced myself a couple of times.
Yeah, but you
I used to work-
stopped.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't finish it
I mean,
off.
it's a torture. Just
Have
like,
you ever worked in a deli?
Nah. Did the supermarket, but never was trusted with the meats, I guess.
Were you in the veggie area?
Stacking shelves.
You're
Even
a
boy.
stacker.
Yeah. Getting them trolleys out.
I've always worked with women. I've always been put in the female areas of my jobs. At the moment, I'm working around 6 women.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something unassuming with me. But even back in the day when I worked at the supermarket, the women went to the deli and the men worked at the
Fruit and veg.
produce.
Yeah.
Because that's where you get the machete.
See,
and I guess that's a man's job.
as soon as you I wouldn't have assumed it about you in it as a weird you can definitely tell this about the guy. But now that you've said it, you definitely look like the guy who's in the women's crew at a just general workplace.
Definitely.
Because there's always one dude.
Yeah.
It's like I've definitely mentioned on this when I was in Taiwan. We went to the baseball and they've got all the hot dancers, cute dancers at the up on the stages. They're doing all the cheerleading and stuff, and they've just got the one dude, and it's just this little chunky dude wearing number 69, just absolutely powering out the dancers. It was so good.
The one for the ladies. Yeah.
So you're the chunks of the deli.
I'm that guy. Yeah. 69.
Now, how much were you shaving meat at the? Not how much did you lose on your fingers, but I mean just how much do you just wick in your mouth having a sample?
How much shaving was I doing in the couple of years I worked at the deli? Is that
No, I mean how often are you just nabbing a taste, nabbing a sample?
It's one of my favourite jobs I've ever done because it is maybe if I'm working an 8-hour shift, it is 7 hours of grazing, olives, salami.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work midnight shifts, so when people started not coming in as much, you can use the chicken oven and start cooking hash browns. Just fucking adding a bit of
oh man, I never
adding a bit
thought
of
of
Jarlsberg and popping that on top of the hash brown. Man, it is sick. And then just cooking. We're the seafood section, so I was having oysters, and they started having a big shell with a bunch of lemons in the shell to sell it.
Oh yeah.
So they were sneak a lemon and just have 12 oysters.
You say sneak a lemon, but it's those lemons are gonna go.
They're gonna go.
They're done,
but the
you're
oysters
fine.
are being sold. I was going pretty wild on that.
Oh yeah, but I just mean that's the defense you go. If you're we saw you grabbing the lemons, the lemons were given away, and then you just pretend the other ones aren't part of the argument.
However,
or you just don't get caught.
Well, I did get caught. I did the midnight shift, and then I had 12 oysters, and I left the plastic packet with half a squeezed lemon in the cool room because you got to go out the cool room to. And then the morning, Paula came in. The morning, she was the mum figure. She was really lovely, and she came in, and she said, "Did you have oysters last night?" Because we would swap shifts at 3.
Yeah.
She said, "Did you have oysters last night?" And I was like, "Nah." And she goes, "Oh, because someone left 12 empty in the cool room. If it wasn't you, it was this other guy.
Yeah.
And that other guy almost got fired because he had a sick day, and then he came to work with his hair peroxided white. And they're like, if you're sick, why'd you go and peroxide your hair?" So she was if it wasn't you, it was that guy. And I was like, well, I can't get that guy fired. So I admitted it.
Are you sure? He seems definitely easy to get fired.
He could have been, but I had to take the blame because I was it can't be the reason. Because I did eat them.
Yeah, that's fair.
But then I told her, and she said, "You cheeky boy."
Oh, you just got away with it?
And she was Italian and was constantly telling me how I needed to put on weight. So I guess she was...
Yeah.
I was I'm trying. Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was okay. And of course it's okay.
Yeah.
Of course it is. What is it with people thinking you need to be fatter to be, well looked after? You know what I mean? It's not to look it's not you look unhealthy, but there's sort of a...
I definitely have a gauntness to me, and I think a few kilos...
I don't think it just applies to you. I think I was me speaking everybody. There seems to be a vibe of certain people just want everyone else to be eating more.
I think old people, old women love a fat boy.
Yeah.
I feel. Yeah.
Little husky gentleman.
Yeah. They hate their daughters being fat. They always bring that up, but they want their boys to be fat, which is quite strange.
But you can't be unfair at home, and that's the problem. It's you can't give one kid less than the other.
Yeah.
So it's they're going to meet in the middle, or they're going to meet at one end or the other.
Yeah, definitely.
It's you can give them both eating disorders. That's fine. That works for both people.
That's what they try and do. Both their kids, all their kids. Not great parenting, is it?
No. Getting them into weird pageants and shit.
Yeah.
Used to be weird enough. I'd always get dragged around to go to my sister's dance competitions.
Yeah.
She like did ballet and stuff. Mostly because I don't think Mum trusted just to be at home or just wandering around the town.
Yeah.
I'm like 12, 13. Just, you can go. Nah. Taking us with there. But it was always weird, like, seeing the, like, youngest category of it. And I'm like, because I don't know. I played football from, like, 6, 7, whenever Auskick kicks off. But for some reason, ballet just felt weird because there's this weird pageantry to it and the way you've got to look and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely,
it's kind of creepy.
They're tortured.
Yeah, and you're just like looking, I'm like, that's a 6-year-old. And they've like, because everyone's slapped in these leotards or whatever, it's like, you can tell if you don't look like everybody else. And so there's that kind of pressure and bullshit. Whereas if I'm a husky cunt out in the footy field, they just don't put me in the centre.
Yeah.
They'll throw you in a corner so you're not moving too far. It's just like...
Yeah, but they beat the shit out of you. I remember playing one game of footy and, like, you go to get up and they, like, push you down. And I was like, oh, I'm already over it. And I remember some kid had to, like, go, like, mate, if you... Could you know when you stand on the mark and you're just, like, a kid... So you put your hand up and then some guy was like, dude, they're going to kick you in the head. Like, just make sure... that you're ready for the ball to hit you in the head. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know anyone would ever want to do that to another person.
Well, I've done it to people, but not on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm just bad at kicking sometimes.
That's true. But I used to film those little girls dancing. Yeah.
You can't look like you and be saying those things,
I just turn
man.
up and, like, film. No, I had a job. I had a job as a cameraman.
GoPros are so small these days.
So I had a cameraman job when I was just out of school, I reckon. My mum met her, just a friend, and her husband had this, like, video company. So we filmed, like, I remember filming an Elvis impersonator down at the Sphinx in Geelong. I feel like we filmed, like, some world's dart championship.
I'd be loving that, though.
That was
Watching
sick.
darts events are fucking sick. The crowd is so stoked.
It was great. It was real fun. I feel like this was still in the day where they were sucking down ciggies and just fucking...
And just
some fat bloke
good.
just dominating. It was great.
I was watching a clip that... It was literally just a, like... There wasn't any comedy or anything related to this clip.
Yeah.
It was completely unironically watching a clip of two guys get back-to-back 180 eaches while in the days of still just smoking and like, drinking during the game. So the room is just full of fucking smoke. And then just, bam, 180, crowds fucking right up.
Yeah.
Follows it up with his own, boom. And it's just all this escalation. And you're just hearing fucking glasses hitting tables.
Yeah.
Just people waving cigarettes and just punching them into the air. And I'm like, yeah, a lot of those people are dead early, but...
It is, they're dead, but man, they got to, like, I reckon it's 3 centimeters squared from, like, 3 meters back?
I think it's 3.2 and 3.7. I had to look it up recently to set that one up.
It's insane. They must have been pretty good at finding their wife's clit, maybe.
What, from 3 meters away?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Say their love. I blunted them, but I'm just going to ping it over and over again.
Yeah, that's true. They could throw a little...
Actually, you know what? I know some kink people that would be into that. Just get your wife in some stirrups and a little, like, bullseye, and then you stand back and put the...
She would hate it. I imagine. Oh, she might. It might be great. I can't.
I think I could find, like, I follow a few leads, and I reckon a mate of mine would know somebody who's into it.
All right.
I think it's mostly about getting someone who can throw the darts accurately enough, who's not going to be weird about the whole thing.
let's just confirm right now, these darts are completely soft.
They'd be like blunt, like a little like a punching fist, like out of those like cartoon sort of spring Jack in the Box style things.
Yep.
That, but sort of smaller, a little plushy.
Like a boxing glove, but maybe a bit hornier.
Yeah, perfect. On that note, just going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back.
All right. Is that going to go on? Maybe don't put that one.
Now remember, and especially you kids, that's not something that you should try yourself. Nunchuckers can be very, very dangerous.
And we're back. So last week, I don't know if you've seen the shirt I'm wearing. This is my Who Dares Win shirt.
Love it.
I got the big like design on the back. I've been showing these off the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
Because I got white ones that I shown off last week, which are like 1-to-1 from the show.
Yep.
When Mike Whitney's doing the thing. So like the short sleeve white shirt with a collar.
Yep.
Front and back. And then I also got it in the slimming black, so I can kick around in my more casual Who Dares Wins.
Great.
And then I've also got some other tops that they had a big sale on just certain sizes of things. So I got some other ones that I think are like, they might be grey or another colour, but they're like $8.50 each to just get the front patch.
Great.
So I can go the majority of a week once those arrive wearing nothing but Who Dares Win shirts.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's a new brand I've decided to go with.
Have you? I've got 3 memories of Who Dares Wins. I got 5 memories, but let's stick to 3, eh?
Okay, it'll be the Nunchuckers.
What's that one?
It's more about the...
Some guy doing it in a mall going close. Yep.
Yeah. Because that one's mostly remembered from him using the phrase nunchuckers.
Yeah.
Just over and over again. It's so jarring.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to use it in between for the thing in the last episode of this one. Whatever. Just him pronouncing it is so funny. So you would have had that one. Ooh. Nah, what's your next one?
So there was a one with the blood milkshake for $50, which I was like, would I do that one? That
Blood
was like
milkshake?
cow's blood in a milkshake. It's $50 in the mall.
Nah, I don't remember that one.
Two of the big, the main last dare. One was to change the light globe out of the MCG big lights. He's like, today we're gonna get you to change your light bulb, and they're like, and he's like, I'm the bloody MCG, and it was pretty high up.
Yep.
And then one of them there was like a celebrity round where he would always go on round to like get people who've dobbed in their friend or their lover or whatever.
Yeah.
But this one was the Australian public could write in about a celebrity.
Yep.
And they would get celebrity to do stuff. And then what would happen, he went up to Ernie Dingo and said, Australia decided for you to do it. And then Ernie Dingo was like, actually, joke's on you, Australia has said for you, Mike Whitney, to do it.
Oh.
So then Ernie Dingo hosted and Mike Whitney had to do the dare, which I forget which one it was.
I don't know. It doesn't pop up in the compilation video.
I hope Jump Out of the Plane. That was, I don't know what the scariest one was. What was the one where the woman got hurt and they stopped the show?
Oh, I don't remember. She wasn't a Shark Tank one, was she? She was a...
I hope it wasn't a shark attack. Imagine that.
No. I think it was like, didn't she dislocate an ankle? Something to do with like a rope setup. So I'm not sure if she was climbing or ziplining or something.
Yeah, it would have been one of them. I feel, and I've no idea, but I feel like it could have been like whiplash or something. Fucking back.
Yeah.
Could have been ankle, fell a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely like that show, the worst you're going to get is a hard yank in a direction you don't want to go.
Yeah.
But they always seem to like be relatively safe. But I was rewatching. There's a compilation on YouTube, and for some reason I keep watching the first half, like over and over again, a lot more than letting it play all the way through, or like continuing on. But one of the first like 200 buckers that comes on is the girl in a mall doing a front flip off a 2-story like tower of scaffolding they've built.
Yep. Onto a massive
big
inflatable. Thing.
And to be honest, that one's fucking pretty freaky on its own, because like the rest of the ones, if it's past a certain amount of risk, they've made it completely safe within that environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like any of the ones where like they're climbing up thing, you're wearing all the safety gear that they give the people who work and do this normally.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to be safe enough for, their insurance to be
even when
covering
you
it.
jump out of the plane, you're on the front of someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a tandem jump. They're not just like, off you go.
Yeah.
Or if they do, it's one of the ones where you're hooked on. So as soon as you jump out of the plane, it rips the cord for you.
Yeah.
So, like, you're definitely not, like, in control of the jump or when to pull the chute.
Yeah.
But that tumble fall is fucking terrifying.
She could have landed like that.
Yeah, she could have just not been rotating enough and just landed on her neck. But they're showing her through it each step, the whole thing. But the best bit is, because they have to do all the safety training, you get to see the health and safety guy, who's just this like old dude who look like he's got the curly grey hair, but like real short cut. Looks like he's like an extra in The Sopranos.
Yeah.
And then like he's sort of stocky, but then just has the biggest arms I've ever seen. He's just
Love a muscly man.
But it's like, it doesn't look like he's worked out or anything
Not
else.
in
He seems like naturally sort of stocky.
Yeah.
And then just these like, the shirt, like at the Who Dares Win shirt is just absolutely struggling around the seam.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I definitely remember that guy.
Yeah.
Like certain challenges, like completely forgotten. But
The man with the muscles.
Yeah, just the dude who was the safety coordinator who just happened to be huge.
Wonder what he's doing now. You reckon he's still alive? The 90s?
Possibly, because I saw some pictures of Mike Whitney recently, and if that dude looked old at the same, like when Who Dares Wins was going on, not great odds.
Yeah.
Especially the stockier fellas.
Yeah.
You know, I'm worried about dad's heart kind of thing.
Gout and then death.
You'll go down. But, so we're talking about Who Dares Wins in the last episode, and I found out from a mate of mine that he was reasonably easy to get in touch with. Because apparently for ages, you could just call his mobile number that was on his website.
Mike Whitney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you just leave a message and never chat to him. But I've found out since then, because I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to see what happens. I go to look it up, and now it's just like the only number you get is the number of management. And then
He
it's
does
like,
cameos.
not anymore.
Damn it.
Because I checked that as well. But he was doing some like, literally when I looked it up, it was like there were news articles type thing. It's just like, yep, Mike Whitney's taking it down from here. But there's still the Mike Whitney Band's Facebook page. But I think that'd be a bit creepy to go to that level of difference. Also, I always think people hate that. Because like I've been to conventions and stuff where you go to meet somebody for the thing that they got popular for, but they're there to promote a band that they're in.
Yeah.
And just like, dude, I'll have a listen now that I know it exists, but you know I'm not here for that, and you know
100%.
why.
Yeah.
It's like, don't give me that fucking attitude.
100%.
Because the only reason anyone would listen to your music is because you did this other thing first.
100%.
Be nice if you want to give me something else.
And do it in a way where you don't turn up as a convention playing your new band and everyone's there at the convention to see you in fucking whatever you were in.
Yeah, especially those kind of convention environments. It's like you're not at a fucking open mic music gig.
But do you think all the people who go and see Mike Whitney's band are there because of Who Dares Wins?
Yes.
Wasn't he also a ref on Gladiator?
Damn, that wasn't even on his website.
Wasn't he a cricketer? People might have
See, that's the other bit. It's like I was definitely one of the people who had no idea he was a cricketer.
Yeah.
Until probably a year ago when like Kwani started.
Kwani would have told you.
Yeah,
that,
Kwani ended up telling me. He even showed me like he's like, you got to watch the over, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh, he had a famous over.
Yeah. So there was like one of the best bowlers at the time. Like Australia was going for the draw, but they needed to survive one more over, and like the hottest bowler at the time, I can't remember his name, was bowling, and Whitney had just come in. Definitely a bowler, very low on like the batting, so he just had to survive that over to like scurry a draw together.
That's cool.
And it's just him like defending pretty well.
Oh, so he didn't
and managing to pull it off.
Oh, great.
He's like so sick.
Yeah.
But then like the other, it's like bowling highlights. And it's like, yeah, it's cool to see him. You know,
not go out or not get a run.
It's like watching like somebody else's parents' wedding video, and you get to see your dad in full flight.
Yeah.
Just seeing him in the background, like having the same attitude with the body to actually carry it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back where you see where the attitude came from.
Sick. What's his band like? Country, rock and roll.
I think it's a rock. Like I think it's got to be just because I assume he plays the theme song from Who Dares Wins during the gig.
Oh,
or at least I hope.
Down now. lot of screeching.
Yeah, it mostly is. And then it'd just be weird hearing him doing the like chorus style sing.
Who dares?
Yeah, watching him crush that out, I think would be the weirdest bit.
I imagine if he had
but I'd fucking pay good money.
Yeah,
I'm keeping an eye out for it now. If they fucking come by, I'm definitely going to see the Mike Whitney Band in these shirts with as many people I can get wearing these shirts. You want to come? You're coming. Fuck
definitely. Yeah. Oh, where's he playing next?
I'm going to find that out. And then, I'll update people. But yeah, I'm definitely getting a crew.
Yeah.
Film the whole thing until I get told to stop.
Definitely. And then you get kicked out, and then I'll get my phone out and zoom into...
Yeah, get your old ballet fucking talons back.
Yeah. I need to just confirm or just let you know that the camera job was filming end of year concerts and like dance things.
Yeah.
Did your sister ever get a DVD that cost like $50?
Worse than that, we were still getting them on cassettes when she started out.
Yeah.
And man, those cost a lot more money to reprint, so you'd fucking feel it.
Yeah.
But because they were that, my mum used to be proud of the fact that she would be the woman wooing just before the music starts.
Yeah, great.
So it'd like be there, the camera would be doing the classic. It starts, the name appears,
Yeah.
zooms in, woo, and then the fucking music starts, and you're just like, you're an embarrassment.
Nah, I'm all for it. I love
then,
that feeling. I love being the first clap that then starts a round of applause. I see the music fade out, and then I go, and then more people pop in.
Okay. See, I'm the opposite.
I get a power trip of it. Yeah.
I was always the, the more smart ass end of it, keeping the clap going.
You need me and you need you.
Yeah,
for
we're the
you
sandwich
need
in that. But me, it's like I love a good who's getting the last clap. Like as soon as somebody else decides they want the last clap,
it's two
on.
people clapping forever.
Yeah.
That's how they get those 8-minute standing ovations at Cannes and stuff.
Yeah, there's just like 8 or so pricks
Yeah.
just trying to go that race. But half of them they think are guys like you, so they're like building up again.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's us. It's our end of the clapping boys, causing havoc on each other.
That'd be interesting to see.
It is a good one to like, because we used to have, of course, the initiators, but for us it was always the slow clap.
Yeah.
So like through high school and stuff, a sarcastic slow clap with like 80 people.
Yeah, great.
You're just at assembly and you just be clapping because kids are going up there to get their like maths award, whatever the fuck those things were that we do a test and they get certificates for. And just like somebody gets up there and then like somebody's little brother gets called up and you just fucking start this slow clap to the point where they literally would start telling us for assemblies, it's like slow claps are banned.
Yeah.
Like we're clapping, we're being enthusiastic.
It is taking
What do you want?
It's using the rules to take the piss, which I love.
It's my favorite.
My old high school
Yeah.
was on the news or on Today Tonight because
Good start.
what would happen is the school banned hugging, right?
Okay. I'm waiting to see
which is, insane. Children need hugs,
This is the band hugging each other.
This is, sorry.
Yeah.
Band hugging. Kids can't hug kids, right?
Yeah, that's why I thought it was weird. But I'm like, just checking this isn't
Yeah.
you being baffled by the idea of, like, don't hug the PE
So
teacher.
you say goodbye, you hug or whatever.
Yeah.
But what these girls were doing
Mm-hmm.
they were all late for class because at the end of every class or every lunch or every recess, they're all hugging each other and they're all turning up late for class. And they're like,
Because they were
saying
spending so
goodbye
much
to my
hugging.
friends. So the teacher's like, oh, all right, we're banning hugging. So I remember hearing that going like, that's disgusting. But then I remember hearing a teacher explaining, I'm like, well, that's all these annoying girls who are like, we're hugging each other.
See, that's where the point where me and the boys are just making out. Because fuck yes.
Yeah. You got it. Sorry, miss.
Or worse, suggesting that idea for the girls. It's like, maybe you guys could just...
They said
You guys should escalate.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you should do.
no hugging, but they didn't say about kissing.
Yeah. Nobody... You can do that for... Like,
Yeah.
there's no time limit on that.
Yeah.
A hug gets weird after a while. But smooching...
Yeah.
Any words for kissing, it's like words for dick. Any word that tries to soften it is always way more, like, makes you feel way worse than just saying dick. Because, like, willy or any of those kinds of words,
yeah.
it makes it...
Dick is just...
It's just there. It's fine.
I don't mind smooch.
It's blunt. Having a smooch.
Yeah.
I suppose you can get kind of, like, cutesy language with it.
Yeah, I get real cute.
You get real cute, man. I hate being told I'm cute. Like, I'll do nice things for people, but, like, do something nice for Tiff or something, and somebody goes, oh, that's really cute. And I'm like, no, I'm a provider. I'm a big, strong man.
Oh, no, my whole vibe's cute. That's all I've got. And luckily I went from, like, young-looking boy, and now I'm going to be, like, I'll turn quite old quite quick, so I'll be a cute old man.
Yeah, but still young enough to be, like, active.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so you
what
get
you
the
want.
best of both worlds.
Get grey hair. I can't wait
The
to just
silver
be that
fox
old man.
effect.
Yeah, that old man, like...
To be fair, you've got, like, sort of that rural vibe, like the fleecy look.
This is where I came from work, and I'm, my clothes are everywhere. I'm moving, so
Individual items. The shoes are the only thing that look particularly workish.
Really, they're my casual shoes.
My apologies.
They're Adidas, baby.
See, it looked like to me, like they're not. I'm not knocking the shoes, but
you
they
haven't
look.
been in an office for a while, I imagine.
Mate, I'm wearing Dame 3s.
Yes.
Or whatever they're called. There's a 3 on the back. They look like intentionally comfy shoes for that I'd go, yeah, that's for work.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, these are the nice shoes, but they've got to be plain black. It's like wearing those to my school. Like, you've got to wear plain black shoes,
Yeah.
like leather outside. And so you get, like, whatever sport shoe is the most shiny on the outside. And it's like, yeah, I'm wearing that. And
That's
like,
essentially what I try to do, because I need, like, work shoes, like
Mhm.
like a suit shoe. And I'm like, I'm not wearing a suit shoe.
yeah,
I'm wearing that.
it's all black.
Yeah.
If they want to look down, that's on them.
That's on them. If they
And
got to,
that's
like,
bad.
squint to have a
it's
go
like-
at my dress code, mate,
Fuck off.
that's your problem.
It's like, I'm not in high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were the same.
And
thing.
then they go like, oh, you got to wear the right shoes, and I'll be like, I've just had ankle surgery, and then they're like, oh, sorry, shut up.
I used to just play this car a lot because, like, even though Mum got us into like the private school there, anytime they'd tell me something like that, like you can't wear those shoes, I just go, I'm poor.
Yeah.
Like for a while there, me and my
Oh,
brother had
great
it.
excuse. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and it's
struggling
sort of a
with
bit of
money at the
shaming to
moment.
them, but at the same time they go, that's not an excuse.
Yeah.
You're still
that's
breaking things. It's like-
Yeah.
if anything, it's more irresponsible of you. It's like, yeah, right. I completely lost my point.
That's all right.
Because it went from that, and it was. Hang on, I'm gonna light this while I remember and can cut this second out.
What questions you got in that book?
Well, we sort of mostly covered it.
Great.
That was mostly the bit about. Yeah, because it's mostly just touching on when you broke that kind of shit. So. But I should switch back and actually touch on those topics, like the ones actually about the show. So, how broke were you in like your family when you were growing up as a kid? Whereabouts did you actually grow up?
Single mother, mum was a cleaner. I reckon I got a pretty good
Yeah, you got a good hit of that
broke
shit.
backstory.
I reckon you've got a very specific way you like your hot dogs.
Mum was a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian when I was 5.
Ooh, that hurts.
Yeah. I got veggie dogs for ages.
Oh, you poor bastard.
Yeah.
But then,
poor.
like, was it real, like, that's just how you lived? Or was it, like, did you get the shame built in there of, like, you can't eat meat and this is why?
No, I picked when I was 5, but I feel like mum was maybe cooking meat badly, so I was like a stir fry with like really chewy fucking steak in there. It
All
was
my mum
gross.
had to do was cut out a couple of the good meats I like. Like, you
Yeah.
know, you're keeping me alive with the bit of sausages, bit of lamb chop, you know.
Yeah.
But if she had just kept giving me the ham steaks, I wouldn't have needed meat because it's a fate worse than... just give me the
Ham
pineapple that
steaks.
fucking goes on top. Half the
Exactly.
time, that's all I eat.
Yeah.
If I can't get any part where I can't get a 1-to-1 ratio of pineapple and ham steak, no more of that ham steak is getting eaten.
And it's annoying because a pineapple would have a hole in the middle, so that like
Mm.
the bit usually at the end, you know, with a burger, you get to the middle and it's the best bit.
Mm-hmm.
A ham steak with pineapple on top, the middle is the worst bit by far.
That's where I tend to go, like,
Probably
going
the
to
least cooked.
Yeah, it's where you go, like, put the pineapple on the edge of the ham steak, you cut around, right? And then you go quarters.
Yeah.
So then, like, that round bit,
So
it's
you're
sort
having
of-
them like pizza.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
sort of diluted. Because
That's
then if you
true.
go with the pizza bite, you can't just nibble at the end. You got to go a bit further than that.
Definitely
and
got to
you
get
still
a
get
bit of
enough
pineapple.
pineapple.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, that would have
But no, I
the
was
lunacy I'd see if people just go, "Nah, I don't want the pineapple."
yeah.
Just fucking.
No,
That's
gross.
just a thick fucking slice
Slop.
of ham.
It's slop. Just
Did
not even
anybody
real-
ask for him at the deli when you were working there?
Yeah, a few people, and I never just understood it. That and like Devon. And
Yeah, Devon's a
then
weird one, but at the same time,
Strasbourg still weirds me out. Like when you go
They
to like
do,
a
but-
fancy restaurant with like good Stras, I kind of get it. But like,
I don't know. Sometimes
Just
that it's like
just
plastic
looks like
cheese.
looks like spew. It's like
Yeah, but it's
bits
like
of
it's like the
fucking-
plastic cheese, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like the single sealed fucking plastic cheese. Sometimes you want exactly that.
In a salad roll with like shaved lettuce, shaved carrot,
Yeah,
bit
bit
of
of mayo.
beetroot, bit of mayo that you get
Mhm.
from the country. It's one of the only things I crave. I
Well-
sometimes buy like all those ingredients just to have like
Mm.
one salad sandwich.
But luckily, with a lot of those ingredients, you could mix them up into other shit. That's why I love getting like a whole pepperoni or something like that and shaving that off for a salad or something. And then you can just chuck that in anything. Like I'll do up a fucking spag bowl and you just like chunk off a bit so you got cubes in there, throw some in.
Put in a pasta. Just sit at the kitchen, just slicing and eating hot salami by itself.
Yeah, go some charcuterie action. Tiff loves those.
Yeah.
Get some pepperoni sticks up in there.
Beautiful.
But I hate the outer wrapping on those fucking things.
Yeah,
So I never have once been able to get like a full like
Good
1/10 on wrapping that. Even if I'm using the whole thing, I'm like, I just need to get it all off. So you like can try to get it, and it'll just overnight it, and I'm picking at it for ages, and then I'm not sure with spots if the skin's on it or off it. So I'm like,
that's a bit hard.
There's not really an answer
when
for
you when you cut if I'm having like I just want a big chunk, then you slice and that's a good rip. Don't mind that rip at all.
If you cut it like so it's directly like a coin shape, or are you doing like the diagonal?
You got the log.
Yep.
Then you cut maybe a 2-inch block.
Yep.
And then you slice down one of the papers so you can completely rip the paper off.
Yep. Doing a like cigarette packet or like plastic packaging style loop around.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you. It is like I will do those intentionally in the size of like big coins, like Old West coins.
Yeah.
It's about like a bit over 1/2 centimeter in thickness. No, maybe a bit more because it depends on the roundness of the pepperoni. But then I like doing that. You thin enough, and then like you prospect a bite in a coin to see if it's real.
Yeah.
So you unwrap it, and then you're like, nah, and then I just keep eating it. You know.
Yeah, great.
It's like the same way you pretend a breadstick is a cigar, and then you just sort of keep eating it.
Definitely. I'm trying to think of foods that I've pretended as stuff.
Anything that goes with a mime where like it could be put into, that pretty much works. But to be fair, I did grab the 2 easiest ones at the start, leaving you to think of any other option.
Nah, they're good though. Like what carrot, like a dick or something.
Well, no. Carrot, you do the Bugs Bunny. Well, that used to be the thing when I was growing up. Like just that, yeah, you know.
Great one. Oh, 2 forks into 2 potatoes and dancing.
Oh yeah, doing
Love
the
that
whatever
one.
that's referencing that Grandpa Simpson was referencing.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Damn, what else?
Banana phone.
Oh yeah.
Hello. That's
But
a fun
the
one.
banana one is also like that's the fun one, but that one definitely has that like unpeel
You can
it,
pretend to
or just actually do it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, definitely.
unpeel it. Fuck, that's funny. The first time you see it, somebody just like unassumingly peeling an entire banana like down to the little bit, so you just got the little like spiky grip at the base, and then just deep throating the whole thing and just eating it like that. I was like fucking falling over because I saw it in public.
Wow.
Just doing that, sort of like in a group of people, but he's clearly like one step back from the group. He's clearly just doing it to fuck with people, but he fucking worked. He got me.
Works, yeah, definitely. I don't think I could do it.
I definitely like. How long was he practicing that? Like if that's not a skill associated with anything else, like that means he's just sitting at home playing Call of Duty and just smashing bananas just to get good.
It's definitely a sport. I feel like that my back teeth are all probably very dirty because my gag reflex to the back, even near the back, I'm like, ugh.
Oh really?
So I probably don't even. Probably the first half of the back of my mouth are all rotten.
Not getting far past the canines.
I can only kind of do the top front.
Have you tried like electric toothbrush? Like can you sneak it in through the fucking?
I've never had an electric toothbrush. That might be another paw thing.
You could, if there was a crossover
How much does
point,
one cost?
I think like you could get one for like maybe $15 or so. But I've also never really looked.
Yeah.
At all, because like you can get multiple for.
My girlfriend has one. Maybe I should get one.
Oh, the new because this is the thing. Once it tips over to the next thing, it's like the previous iteration becomes way cheaper. So like when things went up to DVD, you could get 10 packs of CDs for nothing.
Yeah.
And you know it's always that sort of like tip from one to the other.
Yeah.
So what was I talking about?
Toothbrushes.
Yeah. So the new thing is tipped over again. Because when it was new, it was bad. The new thing is tips over. Because now the new thing is, have you seen them there? Water jet cleaners.
That's true.
Yeah, they've got the like that kind of thing. So now the electric toothbrush is dipped down. one
now-
stage. So now you can
now
get
they're in
more
the
decent
bargain
ones for
basement.
cheaper on that end.
That's interesting.
And then whatever the next one's going to be. Just like some entire thing you sit in your mouth like a mouth guard and it just... electric car wash style.
Yeah, lasers. Oh,
Oh.
man, targeting the plaque.
They become sterile enough that you can do surgery on your teeth.
Beautiful.
Dentists just
The future.
absolutely picketing the sales of these things by just
Yeah.
absolutely driving them out of business. That's a fairly suicidal industry in the first place. They don't need people to be able to just magically fix their teeth at home.
It would be, yeah. I heard there was every time they must know I need to go to the dentist because
Mhm.
they're just like ads going. You can now just grow your teeth from these ads popping up. I'm like, what is?
Would it grow your teeth?
It's just like this new, I don't know, scientific breakthrough is like people can just regrow their teeth.
As in like the next set, like a shark? Or just like one's missing, you just grow that one back?
Actually, I never really looked into it because I just saw the headline and I
And
was
the
like,
gif
all right,
that's
I'll
like-
stop brushing my teeth.
And just the
They're
3
growing
frame
back.
gif of like
Yeah.
no teeth, half teeth, full teeth.
Yeah.
And just that going through, arrow.
I guess it's the same as penis, like
100%.
like whatever, but for people with bad dental hygiene.
Yeah, just the 3 flames of like
Just-
your dick
just a
growing
little
out
bit
to
of hope going,
an
maybe.
absurd length.
Yeah.
Like they never go in like like, oh yeah, I think this actually could work.
Yeah.
It's always just like, yeah, you will be further than you are tall.
If they just said it adds 1 centimeter, I feel like everyone on the planet would be like, I guess so. But the fact they make outrageous claims, we'll
Mhm.
go, all right, no. But if they all went, anyway, that's. For
I think they need to, they need to seem fallible. There needs to be an element of it where it's not perfect. Because
Yeah.
at the moment you're offering, the wonder drug.
Yeah.
But if you're like, but it, like, because that's the trade-off people with, like, steroids or whatever. It's like you jack, but your nads are going to probably, whoop.
Yeah.
It's like, would you make that trade? Your dick's bigger, but your balls still shrink.
Yeah.
Or like, maybe you lose weight on your
Liver
ass.
failure.
Just something. Just
Something.
own up to something.
Yeah.
And then people will go, I'd cop that deal.
Worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's somebody who will have that attitude. You just need to actually put that out as an option so you look real. And then just give them fucking whatever you want.
You would sell way more.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a scam anyway, you might as well do the tactic that's going to get.
Exactly.
But I'm going to take another short break just to reset this timer.
And hey, didn't you like the look of concentration on those people trying to beat the trap?
And we're back in just in time to wrap things up nicely. Schuster, what do you have to plug this today? You've still got the movie kicking around?
Yeah,
When is
it's
that
on.
kicking out where? This will come out in 2 weeks.
I guess at the moment it's on pay on demand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called the
Which
Emu.
service?
It's a bunch like Apple and like Fetch,
Ah, right. So you can, yeah.
YouTube. I guess you just Google the Emu War and then it'll
And
let
see
you
which
buy.
price you get it the cheapest for.
Yeah, definitely.
Usually whichever one you've got an account for is going to be cheaper than anywhere else.
So do that if you want.
Still do that. Watch it to the end. Watch it again. Leave it running, because it's like, I'm assuming it's not you pay for it, you get to watch it once.
Yeah, if it ever gets on streaming, do that. But
Yeah.
this one you only rent it for 48 hours.
How long is the movie?
70 minutes. It's like real quick.
That's all right. I could cycle that a good couple of times in 48 hours.
You can watch it out of your heart's content, but it won't do anything for
Oh,
me.
you still only get the
Yeah.
one sale. Right.
Yeah.
Can't help you there, man.
Sorry, mate.
If you
But,
give it out for free, I can make you money, but
but you
until
know,
then, my bots are useless.
but just buy it once. That's all
Yeah,
I
yeah.
ask, if you can.
I wasn't sure if it was doing any more cinema stuff by then, but
No, we did Wagga. That was our final cinema release.
Mhm.
So we did a few cinemas, which was real fun,
yeah.
like most states. And then yeah, now Wagga was on Saturday, which was real fun. They had a
Mhm.
little community theatre set up, and it was great. Wagga was sick.
I could feel the panels of the floors in that community
Yeah,
theatre space.
they were
That
banging.
converted scout hall.
Yeah.
It was a
Um,
church before that. Anyway,
It may have been a church before that.
nailed it.
But then we went out in Wagga, and Wagga goes mental. I went to this bar, and then
Mhm.
they're like, let's go to this other area. And then I
Right.
went in that other area, and there would have been like 200 or 300 people in a nightclub. I was like,
Yeah, fuck it, why
Wagga.
not?
It's huge.
It's either going to go one of two ways, where it's like there's only one spot and you absolutely don't want to go there, or there's
Yeah.
one spot and just everyone
It
goes
was
there.
pumping. It was
like,
more
fucking yeah,
pumping than
goes
I've
off.
ever. Well done, Wagga. If you're listening, real good.
Yeah, the
Um,
MU War, hunt that down, pay on demand.
It's
Pay
real
on demand.
fun. Emus, puppets,
A lot of people we like in there.
a lot of comics.
Yeah.
Anyone? Zach Dyer's in it.
Yep.
Previous guest.
Yep. I think he's done one of the audio episodes, which is unfortunate. Actually, no, it's better now. He's getting jacked. I want him nice and ready for the cameras.
Yeah, definitely. But he plays
he wants
the
to do
jolly
this show again.
the jolly swagman he plays. But yeah,
Yeah, there's
That's
a whole
about it.
cavalcade of great Australian comics in there. But yeah, definitely grab that one. You got any socials or anything you want to plug, or
just if you
Good
want,
on
my
just
I
the
guess
usual questions? If you say no,
Instagram.
I'll cut this out.
Instagram. But we're doing Fat and Skinny supporting Private Function.
Oh,
Do you know that
with-
band? Private
No.
Function. They're just
I
sort of a rock
literally
and roll
thought
band.
you were just generally saying
At a
a private
private
function.
function.
So
No,
they've
no.
got me with the name, just as
Yeah.
I'm sure they intended.
So
That's you and Goxie?
me and Goxie do Fat and Skinny, so it'll be real fun. You know.
Yeah, so I've only ever heard terrible things about comedy supporting bands, but I'm sure you'll be good.
Oh, we did one set for this punk rock festival like earlier this year.
Yeah,
And
and?
no one knew what we were doing, and we didn't know what we were doing. But the band were doing sound checks and like, I guess, is there comedy on before us? And everyone's there to see the band, and they were like, hey.
People are wanting to see bands are very unkeen to listen to people talking.
Definitely.
It's like they would have preferred just hold music, just playing over.
Yeah, now they got to listen. They're hanging out with their mates, having a good time, and they're like, hey, so, But anyway, this one will be good, because we're at the very start.
Yeah.
And we've got an opening video to kind of let people know we're on.
And you can, I feel like if you try too hard to do set routine, you're just going to die there. So it's like, I feel like you kind of just got to go hype man, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You're being funny about it, do some jokes with it, but you're ultimately...
And it's such a simple concept. Well, he's fat and I'm skinny. And you know,
Yeah,
like,
you
fat
can see that from the back.
and skinny went to bed, fat rolled over, skinny was dead.
Yeah,
It's
simple.
those,
Everyone knows it.
Those two characters, but we're now in real life. And he's fat. He loves chicken and burgers, and I'm skinny and I love celery and carrot. If you don't
What can
get
go
that-
wrong?
If you don't get that,
If you can't get that starting point, then what are you going to do?
exactly.
Whereas me, walking out there in my Who Dares Win shirt, going, who knows what this is? And people can't even fucking see it from the back. I got nothing. I can't explain the 90s to young kids when they're just wanting to hear music.
It is hard to explain in. Oh no, it's not. It was a dare show, and they
Yeah.
gave him cash to drink blood milkshakes.
Yeah, you could get that across. I dare you to do this. It's basically that.
Yeah.
But then won't try to kill people.
Yeah. Truth or dare, minus the truth on TV, money prize.
But the lack of truth means I don't have to give you money.
Yeah.
So, they always made sure you see it for the cameras. Then Mike Whitney just nabs it and runs off.
Runs off that dog.
But yeah, you can follow me at TechieWebby on Instagram there. Shows on YouTube and the other Spotify and Apple Music, everywhere else where you get your podcast listens, podcast out. What? I'm great at words when I'm just trying to wrap things up quickly. So now I'm just going to go
It's hard.
slowly.
It's the conversation's the easy bit, but the scripted stuff's the hardest, I reckon.
Especially because it's the bit where I'm like, you should do more of this. It's like, I like making it and it's good, but as soon as bit where I have to tell people, that's what I think.
So listen to Techie Webby at Techie Webby on Instagram. He's on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, where you get all the podcasts.
Thank you for covering that for me.
I'm
And
a
if
pro.
you'd like to, get on the show, give us a hoy. You can either, just message me directly, to be honest, or if you want to send us an email, it's brokeandhome@gmail.com. But yeah, thanks very much for coming along, man.
Thank you. What a pleasure.
Oh. Very nice of you to say.
I'm
so.
glad I've moved in the area now.
Yeah, there was
That definitely helps.
it does. When you first stopped around here, there was Quanny was like, oh, did you ask him about the podcast? I'm like, it feels rude when he first comes around.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm like, it's all right. We'll go. I'll hit him up later in the week.
Perfect.
Perfectly timed. It's more polite and it's worked well.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, and thanks very much for listening / watching.